Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about Sick of the Day, but really, this is a regular site for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Like a machine out there, another green in regulation. Locked in on the read and the speed. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
He is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Frank, it's not just a golf tournament at the TPC Scottsdale.
It's a party.
It's a giant throwdown, isn't it?
It certainly is, but the atmosphere works there. It just fits in. The players are aware of it. They're quite fine to play amongst it, too, because it's such a rare event.
And to be honest, a lot of the fans, and there were almost 180,000 on Saturday alone in 2013, a lot of the fans, they don't see a single golf shot. They're too busy having a good time, having a party. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good stroke right there. That's a par. and stays at 1 under. Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. It's a 180-yard shot, his second. Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Might be. Could be. I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. Now to the 10th hole. This a sharp dogleg to the right, Frank, a par 4.
A good way to start this second 9. Really, it requires a nice tee shot down the left. There's no real advantage to try and carry it over that bunker, the one that's situated on the corner. So if you respect it and go a little left of that, you're going to have something in the vicinity of 160, 150 yards left.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Down, little Sheba. Down! Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Getting set now over the putt. Moves up into second place with that par.
So he's got his eyes well entrenched on the leader.
Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Par 4, 14th. Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would, even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent. It's going to take 2 good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And of course that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Second from an excellent lie. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And he's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That is classy.
No chance of going in. Even par currently.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18 where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
This from 105 yards with a little wind at his back. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, Amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl, because it's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards, a modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Missed the green off the tee.
But this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3. Second shot.
Pretty good shot right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Safely aboard. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. To the 18th hole now, and Frank, the original designers stepped in and they made this hole quite a bit more challenging.
Yeah, they certainly have stiffened it up. The longest hitters in the game, the Dustin Johnsons, the Bubba Watsons, the J.B. Holmes, used to take it completely over the lake down the left side where there was just one paltry bunker. Now there's a series of bunkers, almost like the church pews at Oakmont, that are littered down the left side, stopping that attack. You're going to have to respect this hole that much more off the tee. Find the fairway. It's still a short iron in, but this finishing hole is now a proper finishing hole.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Now this for birdie. Came away with par in the previous round. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Now to the second par 3 on the front 9. This is the 7th hole.
Yeah, quite a stiff par 3 because of the narrowness in the front. Really favouring a higher shot that's going to land softly. and therefore you can open up that green, because the further back you go, the wider it gets.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot.
Oh, chance for birdie.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in two bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those two bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. This is position A, right in the fairway, and 180 yards to go. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Locked in on the read and the speed. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Finishing out the front side now at the ninth. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front nine, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
Safely on deck.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good putt. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
So, Frank, just from the fringe, what's the best way to hit this shot?
The best players with chip. This is going to be risky, though. I don't know if he's got the skill.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Drops for a par. Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Par 5 13, Frank, what kind of scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get a bunker on the left side, they certainly define this fairway. And they've toughened up the front and left side of this par 5 green. The longer hitter, the high ball hitter, still will get a reward at 13.
right where they were aiming, in the fairway.
Second shot.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance. You're too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Par 4, 14th, Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would. Even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent, it's going to take two good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And, of course, that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So that's a drop shot. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Nothing to argue about there. Right in the fairway. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Frank, well off the pace, but the true professionals, they keep digging, trying to get better. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist-pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
It doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. Chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in. That's an absolute beauty.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Sneaking into contention here. That birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.V. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently, it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So, I think golf's the winner today.